Let's go ahead and set this for 60 minutes. We're going to go ahead and start talking about some motivation. We're going to talk about some meditation, and we are going to talk about some inspiration. So if it's not one of the three, I don't want it. Each day I wake up asking myself that question, asking myself if I have that ability to believe in myself, asking myself if I have that ability to sit down and to put what's mind in a place where the ability inside of who you are starts to open up. And I'm telling you, I believe that if you stick behind yourself, you stick behind your guns, then the things that are meant for you start coming in your way. Let's go ahead and start talking about how we're going to focus, how we're going to put ourselves in that kind of place, how we're going to utilize the challenges that we face off against, how we're going to utilize the mentalities that we have, how we're going to utilize the beliefs inside of ourselves. Now, a lot of times people are going to come up, they're going to try to use their mentality, they're going to try to persuade you to change who you are, they're going to try to take you from the ability to be who you are on the inside. But I got to tell you one thing. This guy, this mentality, this channel, the people who subscribe to this podcast, who subscribe to this mentality, these people here, these are the people that are focused into positivity, that are focused in overcoming challenges, on overcoming things that would stop them, on overcoming things that would hold them back. It's not for people who want to seek out negative things in their life. This is a place we come to put ourselves into a positive mentality, into a positive ability, into an ability to stand up for ourselves, stand up for how we feel inside, stand up for our mentalities. And anybody who tries to disable that, anybody who tries to hold that back, is going to move out of the way on their own. And so how do we start to focus to that level where we allow those type of things to leave on their own? How do we allow those type of things to have their place, to have their ability, to have their level of focus? And I'm telling you, with this kind of mentality, those things, they have the ability to move out of the way on their own. And so I already explained this multiple times. I already put this into a place where I explained that if you're going to think into a positive, into a negative way, then you're going to move out of the way on your own. If you're going to think into a way in which you have the ability to utilize, the things that and the values that people have, then look at what you're going to get. Look at what you're going to put yourself into. Look at what you're going through. And so I'm telling you, positivity works, my friends. Positivity puts you in a place where you start to decide what's positive in your life, where you start to decide how to overcome your challenges, where you decide that your mentality is worth it. And so how do we start to get to that point where we're willing to write stuff down, where we're willing to see these challenges that come up against us, where we're willing to allow those people that aren't meant to be in our lives move out of the way on their own? And it's with positive thinking, it's with positive reinforcement, it's with positive abilities, positive beliefs that you can overcome your challenges. So how do we focus to that level? Don't allow anybody to change that part of you that brings you towards positivity. Don't allow them to bring you into a place where your mentality becomes disabled because you just want to set aside it for them. And so how do you start to put yourself first on that page? How do you stop beating yourself up and stop beating up the ability for you to grow? And it's with that kind of mentality that I want to introduce you to your level of focus. I want to introduce you to what I am talking about. I want you to subscribe to my networks. Click the notification buttons. Subscribe to the podcast. Hear what I'm saying. Are you on your path? Are you on your grind? Are you on the ability for what you're going through to not have the ability to stop you and not have the ability to hold you back and not have the ability to stop your mentality? See, a lot of people are going to try to use things to hold you down. A lot of people are going to try to use things to hold you back. And when you decide something is positive, when you decide where your boundaries are, where you decide where your mentality is, it's inside of you to start to want to do it. It's inside of you to start to want to open up. It's inside of you to start to want to have that place and to ask yourself those types of questions. So if you have people around you that aren't bringing you towards positivity, if you have people around you that want to chase after things that are not going to bring from within out, if they are not going to focus to that point where they're utilizing it and they're believing in themselves, then my friends, they're not truly focused. And they don't deserve the things that are coming their way. And so because of that, that's when the universe takes over. That's when the universe has to recorrect. That's why the universe has to push those kind of people out of your way so that you can understand that what you do and how you do things matters. The people that you have in your life matter. And it's got to be in alignment. It's got to have its part of its path. It's got to have its part of its purpose. It's got to be a part of your journey. And I'm telling you, when you focus to that level, when you truly focus to that ability inside of yourself, it's going to feel like 1,000 pounds are taken off your shoulders. It's going to feel like 1,000 pounds is removed from your entity. And you got to focus to that point where you believe in yourself, where you drive the person inside of you, who you are. And you got to focus to that point where you use those kind of challenges and that kind of mentality to overcome the things that you go through. See, there's nothing that can hold this back. There's no person on the face of the planet that can stop this mentality. And it's inside of yourself that you got to believe in you. It's inside of yourself that you start to become enabled. It's inside of yourself that you start to overcome your challenges. And I won't let anything stop me from being there. I won't let anybody stop me from growing within. I won't let anybody step over my boundaries and tell me it's okay. If they want to be in this place, if they want to be with this person, this is a golden star right here. Okay? This star shines bright. This star isn't held back. This star slept in a van. This star believed that it can happen. This star believed that they can uplift people. And yeah, I'm a healer. Yes, I help people out. And yes, sometimes they grow past that. And yes, sometimes they progress. And yes, sometimes they regress. But I'm telling you one thing. I know. When you're positive, you bring things in your direction that are positive. When you seek out negativity and you seek out people that are bringing you towards things and towards places that are not like that, you're going to start to move the things that are positive out of your life. Now, if that's what you want in your life, go for it. If you're seeking out this channel, if you're seeking out this mentality, if you're seeking out this level of focus, this level of being, if you want to chase after the light inside of you, if you want to become a light in the universe, if you want other people to see you as a light in the universe, if you want to see the beauty that you have inside of yourself shine, that's what this channel is about, my friends. It's about what we believe about ourselves. And so, how do we start building that kind of mentality? How do we start to become that kind of trained? How do we start to put ourselves in that kind of ability? And I want to recruit you guys into this channel. I want you guys to see this as a place of victory. I want you to see this as a place of overcoming challenges and allowing those people that are not going to bring you up to move out of the way on their own. Go for it. Go for it. Take it. If you don't want to take this cup, if you don't want to take this route, this path, this channel isn't for you. And I'm talking real. I'm talking about how when you sit down and you do meditation, okay, what is it that you're meditating through? Are you meditating through your own challenges? I'm talking about when you're thinking and you're walking, what is it that you're thinking about? What is it that you're putting your mentality into? What is it that you're putting your ability into? And sometimes people want to disable that. They want to stop that. They want to hold that back. But I'm telling you, it's when you tell yourself no. And you know what? That's the billionaire's mentality. When you say, I got my boundaries, and if you want to be in my life, this is what it takes. If you don't want to be in my life, there's the door. And so this is where I am. And I want you to become that focused that that's what you have. That you have people in your life that are going to say no. That they're going to say, no, these are my boundaries. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm not going to do. And so once you recognize that, let those things go. Let those people who don't want to grow in alignment with your life, that don't want to grow in alignment with your mentality, that don't want to grow in alignment with your ability to use your skills, okay? Your God-given skills that you were brought to the face of this planet to utilize in a positive direction. And so how do we start to put ourselves in that place? And I told a lot of people it takes patience. You got to be willing to endure things that other people wouldn't be able to. You got to be willing to put yourself in a place where you're utilizing your level of mentality. And it's inside of yourself that you are seeing that you're enabled or disabled. It's inside of yourself that you start to see motivation, okay? It's when you start to see that what you ask yourself every day, is this motivating me? Is this actually what I'm doing today? Is this level of focus that I'm putting my mentality into? Is these things that I'm doing, are these things that I'm going through, are these challenges that I'm facing off against, are they bringing me closer to who I want to be? Are they bringing me closer to my goals, my dreams, my ability to be who I am on the inside? And if that answer comes back as no, if they don't want to be in your path, if they don't want to be on your purpose, if they don't want to be on your journey, let them go. Let them take their own wings and fly away on their own. And so, how focused are you? See what I'm saying? It takes a lot to get to that point. It takes a lot to get to that place. It takes a lot to get to that place where you're so focused that you allow negativity to leave your life. You allow the things that other people want to go do. You know, they want to chase after the things that are not going to bring them up, that are not going to bring them into your company, that are not going to bring them into your path, into your journey. Then it's up to you to let them take their own wings and fly away. How do we start to get to that place? How do we start to use that kind of freedom? Okay, because it's free for you to have an enabled mentality. It's free for you to have an ability inside of yourself. It's free for you to have a place inside of who you are. And so, are we focusing to that place? Are we giving ourselves that ability? Are we giving ourselves that level of mentality? And so, are we using our tools, our gifts? Now I'm going to talk about how we can start to utilize our tools. One of those tools that I talk about daily, and I mean daily I talk about this, is the importance of writing stuff down, starting to hear what people are saying, starting to listen to what they're saying, starting to listen to how they're going through challenges, listen to what they're facing off against and what they're putting their mentality into. And so, if they're going to just try and ghost you, let them go. Let them take their wings and fly away. If they're going to try to ignore you in a place of position, then let them take it. Grind on your own if you have to. Take your own 2 feet and start walking. Because you know what? This path, this journey is destined for greatness. It's destined for an ability to bring light out. It's destined to bring a mentality into being, into vibration. And so I focus to that point. I focus to the point where it's not me that's losing something by me not being in your life. It's you that's losing something by not having me in your life. See what I'm saying? I'm focused to that level where what I got, you need. What mentality you're seeking. And I want you to be like that too. I want you to find that place inside of yourself that you find that you're a gift within this universe. That this universe created you for your path, created you for your purpose, created you to go through the challenges that only you can. And so are you seeing these kind of lights coming towards you? Are you attracting? Are you manifesting? Are you putting yourself in a place where your mentality starts to open up, where your ability starts to open up? What is it that you're embracing? What is it that's your foundation? Are you founded in focus? Are you founded in the ability to go within? Are you founded in the ability to use your challenges? Are you founded in the ability to find and see who you are on the inside? Are you founded in the ability to focus past your challenges, to put yourself in a place where you utilize your ability? And yeah, the most attractive trait on the face of the planet is focus. And I'm telling you, my foundation is in focus. My ability inside is to focus into utilizing that mentality, utilizing that ability, and building that place for you and I, where we come to, where you hear these messages, where they uplift you, where they bring you to a place where your mentality has the ability to become. And other people will see your level of focus as strength. They're going to see your level of focus as something that they need, and they're going to seek you out. And yeah, they're going to go through challenges. And yes, we all go through challenges. And yes, we all have things that we face off against. But what I'm telling you is, if you want to be a part of this life, if you want to be a part of this journey, if you want to be a part of this channel, on this place, we focus on overcoming our challenges. On this place, we focus into positivity. We focus into the ability to not just need to say we have a good life, actually creating it, not just feeling it with a word. Because words are just words, my friend. What you actually know, what you know about yourself, what you believe in, what you overcome, what light you chase after matters as well. And each of us have that place inside. Each of us have that ability inside of ourselves. Each of us has those kind of challenges. And it's when you decide to stand up for yourself, when you decide to stand up for your mentality, when you decide to stand up for your ability, your beliefs, that you are who you are, then you're going to be asked, are you focused enough? Are you focused to the point where you don't allow those things? When you're focused to the point where you bypass your emotions, where you bypass your fears, where you bypass your challenges, and you embrace them, when you allow positivity to come into your life, when you allow the ability inside of yourself to open up, when you allow the ability inside of yourself to become and to declare that you are a positive person in this universe. And that's worth an amen, my friends. That's worth a place of you getting to that level of focus where you're willing to do it even if you die. Are you focused to that place where you achieve it, where you become that kind of light, where you become that kind of ability, where you become that kind of presence, where you have such a presence in your mentality, where you have such a presence in your ability that you can have an able mentality, that you can overcome your challenges, that you can become who you are on the inside. And I'm telling you what it's worth. I'm telling you what it takes. I'm telling you that if you're willing to focus to that level, then this channel is for you. Let's go ahead and start breaking into what it means to write stuff down. When we start to decide what we're going to put up with in this life, what we're going to face off against in this life, what challenges we're going to go through, what places, what people we're going to have in our lives, recognize that what you put down, what you write in front of yourself, what you put down on paper, what you put down in mentality, what you put down in ability is you. That's you. And so when you say that you're going to do something and you're not going to allow other people to do that, then that is up to you to sit down and say, I gotta do this. When do you start to have that page where I'm going to execute this, even if it takes my whole being, even if it takes my whole mentality, it takes my whole ability, it takes my whole focus to the whole new level. And that's the place that I am going, my friends. I'm going to a place where I want to uplift you past the point where other people can't see you focusing to. I want to see things that happen that are amazing within this universe. I want to see things that happen that other people are seeing you as a light. They're lucky to be around you. They're lucky to have you in their lives. They're lucky to see that, when they don't value what you're talking about, they don't value the things that you do, that they can hit the road, okay? They can hit the road when they can start walking, because you're not going to put up with it. You're not going to put up with that kind of mentality. You're not going to put up with that kind of ability. You're not going to put up with those kinds of challenges because you got a path, and you know what? I got a path as well too. And whoever wants to come into this path, whoever wants to be on this journey is going to respect that. They're going to see that. And that's what I'm talking about, because this path here is a positive path. This path here is going to bring out a lot of light within. This path here has the ability to overcome challenges. And yeah, you're going to have to work through things. Yes, you're going to have things come up against you. Yes, you're going to be tested. And yes, it's going to take patience. And it's going to take observation. And are you focusing to that level? Are you giving yourself that place? Are you giving yourself that ability? And I'm telling you that when you are aligned with that, you become a blessing in this world. It's when you're aligned with that that you give yourself the ability to overcome challenges. You give yourself the ability to recognize that who you are. That you give yourself the ability to focus to the point where what you're going through isn't greater than you are. And I'm telling you, I'm standing here right now saying this is possible. I'm standing here right now telling you that you can achieve your dreams, but you got to focus to the point where you allow those people that are not going to bring you in alignment with you. They're not going to bring you in alignment with your abilities. They're not going to bring you in alignment with your mentality. They're not going to bring you in alignment with your ability to overcome your challenges. And yeah, they might want to hold you back. Yes, they might want to stop you. And yes, in the past, they've tried to destroy me. And I'm telling you, you can't take that from this. And if you want this kind of mentality, then you got to sit by my side. You got to sit in such a way that you believe in yourself, that you're not going to put up with it, that you're not going to put yourself in a place where it's going to bring negativity into your life. Because that's not the way that this thing goes. That's not the way this person rocks. That's not the way that that mentality rolls. And so, if that's what you want, if that's what you're seeking, that's what you're going to get. It's going to be out in such a way that you're going to focus into the things and you're going to attract the things that you want. If you want to attract beautiful things, be in beautiful places. If you want to attract beautiful things, think with beautiful mentalities. If you want to attract beautiful things, think with the ability that I can overcome things, that they're not there to stop me. So how do we start to use the mentality? See, another thing that I always talk about as well too is, what do you listen to? Who do you listen to? How do you listen to the people? What is it that you're seeking after? What is your ultimate goal? What is doing and taking this route going to do for you? What is doing those type of things going to bring closer to you? What is it going to, where is it bringing you in your path and in your journey? And that is where we got to recognize what we're focusing into. See, I'm destined for greatness. The reason why I'm destined for greatness is because at this point, I've become unafraid to be myself. And you know what? That's a dangerous weapon, my friends. The focus that you have inside of yourself, creating a foundation where you don't allow yourself to be moved by other people, where you don't allow yourself to be stopped, where you don't allow yourself to feel pain like that anymore. And because I won't feel that pain, because I'm so focused to the point where I allow those things to leave my life on their own. I allow those things to no longer stop me, to no longer hold me back, to no longer have the ability to affect this being. And yes, you are human beings. You are meant to be centered in you. You're meant to focus through your challenges. You're meant to be on your grind. You're meant to hear this message, and it's meant to uplift you. It's meant to get to the point where the question that is asked every day, that I ask myself, is what I'm doing today, is it motivating? And so how do we allow those types of things to take place in our life? How do we allow those type of people to come into our being? How do we allow those type of things to go through? And I'm telling you and believe at that level, people start cheering you on. People want to become a part of your team. Because you know what? When you focus to the point where what you're going through builds that right there, strength. When other people see you as a strong person, because you know what? It isn't going to shake you. No, this guy is a freaking bad person. And I don't mean in a bad way, I mean in a positive way. Okay? When I shut down emotions to people, let me tell you what, there's the door. And when I put myself on a page where I set boundaries, tell you what, you better be a part of it or get out of here. Because when we focus to that level, when we focus to that place, when we use that ability inside of ourselves, that we're going to put ourselves first, when we're going to put ourselves in our ability inside of who we are, it's a blessing that you had me a part of your life. It's a blessing that you had the ability inside of yourself to overcome your challenges. It's a blessing that you're going through things that other people can't. And I'm telling you, you can do it too. You can achieve it too. You can believe in yourself. You can connect with my network. Motivation, meditation, inspiration. That's what I talk about daily. If you ask yourself the question, what is this guy about? I'm talking to you about the time I was sleeping in my van and my wife left me, okay? I'm talking about when you're sitting down inside of a van and you're meditating and you are practically homeless. I'm talking to you when you're putting yourself in a place where you believe in who you are, where you have nothing more and nothing less than who you are on the inside. And that's where it starts to matter. It's when you love yourself more than other people can. It's when you love yourself in such a way that if they want to be around you, they're going to respect your boundaries. They're going to see that you're worth it. They're going to see that your values matter. And so how do we start to push to that point? How do you start to put yourself in that place? How do you start to put yourself with that kind of ability? And it doesn't come from a disabled kind of mentality. It comes from a place where you create a foundation in focus. It comes from a foundation within yourself. It comes from within your beliefs, within your ability. It comes from having the ability to be able to be who you are, to have the people around you that are uplifting you, that are bringing you closer to yourself, that are bringing you closer to your health, that are bringing you closer to your wealth, that are bringing you closer to mental clarity. Okay? If you want mental clarity, sit down with yourself and be honest with you. Sit down with yourself and start to open up you. Sit down with yourself and start to bring what you have inside of who you are out. And I'm telling you that who you are on the inside can turn positive. You got to seek out things that are healthy for your life. You got to seek out things that are going to bring you wealth in your life. And I don't just mean financially. I mean in every single way. And seek out things that are going to give you growth in positive ways. When you allow those negativities to leave your life, and one of those ways is through what you listen to, who you speak to, how you vibrate, where your mentality is coming from, where your ability is coming from. Are you enabling yourself, or are you disabling yourself by the people you bring around you? So, who wants to be a part of this team? Who wants to be on this kind of page? Because I am. And I'm telling you, when I put myself to the mind, when I put myself down, when I put myself to the point where I sit down and I grind, yeah, people start moving out of the way. Yes, they start finding their own paths. Yes, they don't seek out this, because you know what? This thing is positive. This thing vibrates in such a way that it seeks and it sees through the challenges, sees through the things. And you know, sometimes people just don't even have the patience to reach that level. They don't even have the patience in themselves to just hold on just a little bit longer. And I'm telling you, if you're working through something right now, be patient with yourself. Don't destroy the things that are beautiful in your life. Don't destroy the people that are there to uplift you. Don't destroy the people who are there for you. Because I'm telling you, when you focus to that level, when you use that path, they're going to either feel what you're saying, and it might be that they might just move you out of their direction. And I'm telling you, you can do this. You can live a life of positivity. You can live a life of vibration. You can attract positivity towards you. You can attract people that will start to become uplifted because actually, you're on your path always. So it's actually them that join you on your path. And who is strong enough to do that? Who is strong enough to recognize at that level? Who is strong enough to recognize at that part inside of who they are, that they could be who they are on the inside? Now, let's go ahead and get down to what it means to get inwards. I'm going to talk a little bit about this thing called meditation, okay? I'm going to talk about this thing that's called mentality to get inwards. The ability to use the energy inside of yourself to start to put yourself on a page where your vibration starts to come out. And so if you are putting yourself in that kind of place, if you're putting yourself into those kind of challenges, if you're putting yourself into that kind of ability inside of who you are, then the part inside of who you are starts to open up. Then the part inside of who you are starts to vibrate. Then the part inside of who you are starts to use your energy. And I'm telling you, you got to apply your energy in that way. You got to apply your energy in such a way that you can see things. And you will start to see things. You will start to understand things. You will start to be a person who sees inside of themselves. And the universe will yield it. The universe will literally yield that energy to you. It will give you the ability to make it through your challenges. It will give you the ability to be who you are on the inside. It will give you the ability to face off against those things that nobody else can do for you. And when you believe at that level, where your knowledge starts to open up, when you start to have that kind of observation, that kind of patience, that kind of being within who you are, where what you're going through, what you're facing off against, what you're wanting to become is inside of you, that's when we focus to that place. That's when we focus to that ability. That's when we focus to that level of purpose, where our student inside of ourselves starts to open up to a whole new level, where energy starts to have a purpose, where it starts to become a part of our path, where it starts to become a part of our journey. And so, are you utilizing the 7 energy fields within your being? Are you becoming that person inside of who you are? Are you using that path and that level of understanding? And what I'm talking about is that the knowledge inside of you happens for a reason. The knowledge inside of you happens for a purpose. That it is such a light that even when they scan it, they can see it. That they can scan you and they will see red, purple, green, blue, and red. What are you? What energy are you using? What part of your path are you using? What part of your purpose are you using? What part of your journey are you going through and growing through? And so that's the place inside of ourselves where we start to grow. That's the student inside of yourself starting to open up. That's a student inside of yourself starting to understand. That's a student inside of yourself starting to use the great thinker inside of you, your brain. How do we start to turn this thing on? How do we start to achieve levels of success that no one else can go? And the only place that you can start to is from within you. When you focus to that level where people come to seek out you for your mentality, when they come to seek out you for your ability, when they start to see that pure pain, fear, and emotion don't stop you, when they start to seek out that part inside of themselves where it goes beyond it, where it goes to a place beyond it, where what you got going on inside of you is worth it. I'm telling you, you're worth it, that you can achieve things when you know yourself, when you absolutely 100% know that you're not going to allow fears, allow pains, allow emotions to stop you. And it's inside of you. And I could see that energy that was being sucked. I could see that place that was holding me back. And I could see that chapter. And I can identify with this ability inside. I can identify with this level of mentality. I can identify with this being and this vibration called being a human being. Are you present within yourself? What is it taking for you to gain your place where you start to become a student in your life, where you start to see that you're the person who actually benefits when people that are not meant for you move out of the way. That you're the person who actually benefits when you're going through challenges. That you're the person who actually benefits when you put your mentality on the ability to be who you are. And yeah, that student called you has a teacher inside of you, has tests and has checkpoints that ask you, did you learn the lessons in your past? Did you learn the lessons on the things that you're going through? Did you learn the lessons inside of the person that you are? And it starts to ask you those things. And those cycles will continue to happen until you learn your lessons, until you learn the ability inside of yourself, till you gain that knowledge, till you gain that freedom, till you gain that ability to overcome those kind of challenges, to start to believe in yourself, to start to believe in your mentality, to start to believe in your ability. And so how do we focus to that point? How do we find that place where our knowledge becomes liberated? Yeah, and I know you're watching my videos. I know that what you're hearing, you're starting to seek after. And I'm telling you, what goes on inside is that this thing is a blessing. These type of challenges are worth it. These type of places are worth it. This person, this blessing that you're seeing in front of you, believes that what we have inside of ourselves is beautiful, that you can overcome your challenges, that you can overcome the things that would stop you, and that you can be the knowledge inside of yourself when you know that those things can't hold you back any longer. They can't hold you back from who you are on the inside, that they can't hold you back from your mentality, that they can't hold you back from your ability. And so, who are you on the inside? Who are you? What kind of knowledge do you hold inside of yourself? What kind of place are you seeking out after? What kind of person do you want to become? See, that's the knowledge that I'm talking about. I'm talking about that level of being. I'm talking about that level of vibration. And it takes one inside to see to that place, to see to that level, to see that level of knowledge. And what I'm talking about is deep. Cuts through the universe like a knife. Cuts to the point where they know that if this person's going to treat them this way, that they're going to find their way out of their life. That if they want to become a part of their life, they got to seek after that positivity. They got to be willing to be strong inside of who they are. They got to be willing to overcome their challenges. They got to be willing to only let a mentality and an ability and a knowledge within oneself to vibrate in a way which they seek after the light. And so, where are you growing? In what direction inside of yourself are you growing? You know, I think right now about the mere fact that I literally am days away from having my vehicle up and running. And the person that was going to be a part didn't have the patience to hold in there long enough for that part of their journey. They seeked after darkness instead of light. And it's not in the darkness that you find the light. It's when you see the light in the darkness and you go after the light. It's only when you put yourself on a page where you recognize what you have before you truly lose what you have in your life. It's when you put yourself in a place where you seek after the Most High God and not after things that are taking you in directions that are not going to uplift you, that are going to ultimately end in a way and you will not want it to be on the face of the planet. So yeah, I could see on psychic level, I could see on an ability inside that even now you're listening and you're asking how to do it, how to become it. What is it going to take to get to that place? And I want you to look back at that knowledge inside of yourself. And I want you to remember the point where your memory became clear. I want you to remember the point where you were willing to cut those things out of your life so you could have that clarity, so you could have that ability inside of yourself, so that you could have that freedom to where you started to see things as beautiful. Your vibration started to vibrate beautifully. Your being started to open up. And if you're in that place and you're asking yourself that question, just go back and look at your ability inside of who you are and to believe in yourself and to believe in your mentality. And you see, some people, they're going to come along in your journey for their part of their path. And then it's going to be up to you to pick one or two routes Do you want to head down this one, or you do want to head down that one? And on one of those, there might just be a deep end, and you might just fall overboard. If you take that other route, if you hold to that knowledge inside, if you hold to that ability, if you hold to that mentality, if you hold to that growth inside of who you are, that you know that you can overcome those challenges, that you can cut those people that are not positive in your life out of your life, so that you don't lose the things that are really meant to be in your path, that are meant to help you to be who you are, that don't sweep things under rugs, that don't put things out the door, that you actually will either be brought towards them or you're brought away from them. That kind of knowledge, that kind of freedom, that kind of liberation is what I'm about. I'm about to open up something that isn't going to change, okay? Because it was never meant to change. It was meant to grow. You are meant to grow. You are meant to be who you are on the inside. You are meant to overcome your challenges and not to be held back by fears. You can't let those things put it in your ears. You can't let those things put it in your ears. You hearing what I'm saying? What you're listening to. The type of people, the type of music, the type of challenges. Sit back for a minute and look at it. Sit back for a minute and realize it. Look at what the type of people that want to uplift you are seeking after. Look at what the type of people that want to be in your life are after. What are they a part of? What is it that you want to chase after? What is it that you truly want to dream? Because I'm telling you, it's not darkness. It's not being by yourself in a room seeing yourself so small. It's being in a room creating so much light that it's unignorable, that it's undeniable, that it's unacceptable to accept anything less than that. And when we believe at that level, those people that are not meant for us, the ones that don't feel like they're worthy, they start moving out of the way on their own. And if you don't hold to that things, those people that are positive, then you might just really lose them. You might just go out the other direction and go off the deep end. And I'm telling you, there's still time. But you got to listen to this. What you're listening to, what you're putting out there, what you're putting into your mentality, what you're putting into your ability is what you're going and seeking after. And I want you to hear this. It's when you believe that you're greater than that. When you don't let other people put their hand in your face and tell you you're not worth it. That you're not ability to grow through it. That you haven't learned the lessons from those challenges. It's when you do learn the lessons from those challenges. It's when you know what you're doing is not bringing you closer to being yourself. It's when you know what you're doing is not bringing you closer to mental clarity. And when you know what you're doing is not bringing you closer to becoming uplifted. And when you know that, don't seek after those things that won't bring you in that direction. Don't seek after those things that won't uplift you. Don't seek after those things that won't bring you closer to the Most High God. Don't seek after those things that will bring you in ways that are negative. You are meant to be a positive force. You're meant to be a reckoning in this universe. We are meant to be a ability inside of themselves. We are meant to be a vibration within who we are. We are meant to be a light within our being. And so are you focusing to that level? We are focusing to that ability inside of ourselves. We are focusing to that mentality inside of who we are. When we focus to that place where we're using that level inside of who we are, when we're using that level inside of our beings, when we're using that level inside of our ability. And so this is to the person who just sent that message. And I want to say I have 15 more minutes before I get off the chat that I'm sending out right now. So I'm going to finish what I'm doing before I sit down to do my meditation. And so when we utilize that ability inside of ourselves to where we believe in who we are, we believe in our mentality, when we believe in our ability. I'm on multiple networks right now. I really can't be answering questions like that. When we utilize that place inside of who we are, when we utilize that ability inside of ourselves, we find a place called being centered within who you are. We find a place called focus and knowledge, to the point where it starts to become applied, where it starts to become utilized. When we focus to the point where what we're using inside of who we are, we start to overcome. When we start to utilize who we are to overcome our challenges, when we start to utilize who we are to overcome our mentality, to utilize who we are inside of who we are. And so, are we ready to get to that place inside of ourselves? Are we able to get to that place inside of our beliefs? Are we able to get to that place inside of our mentality? And it's inside of who we are that we grow. It's inside of who we are that we believe. It's inside of who we are that we overcome those kinds of challenges. And when we center our focus and our knowledge, when we center our ability inside of who we are, when we center our ability inside of our being, when we create that kind of vibration in the universe, yeah, this universe starts to utilize you. Yes, this universe starts to utilize your mentality. Yes, this universe starts to utilize your ability. And how do we start to focus past our challenges at that level? What we have inside is worth it, my friends. What we have inside is there for you. What we have inside is there within you. And so, how do we focus to that point where what we go through, what we face off against, allows us to become an inspiration inside of ourselves? How do we start to focus to the point where what we're going through, we start to grow through? How do we start to focus to the point where what we're facing off against doesn't have the ability to stop us, but to help us to grow? I'm focusing to that point on a daily basis. I'm fixed-eyed on that ability that what we have inside is worth it. And if you want to be a part of this journey, if you want to be a part of this path, if you want to be a part of this being, then what you're using inside of you is worth it. So, are we focusing past those kind of challenges? Are we focusing to that place inside of who we are, where we're taking this beyond those challenges? Are we getting to that place where we're using our focus and our knowledge to a place of discipline and a place of vibration, a place of believing yourself that you can do things, that you can achieve things, that you can overcome things? And I'm telling you, that you can do it, that you can be it, that you can achieve it. I'm telling you that you can believe in yourself inside. And so, what does it take for you to be who you are? What does it take for you to find that part of who you are inside? What does it take for you to find that kind of light inside of yourself where you start to believe in who you are? We each are a gift in this universe. We each have a path. We each have a journey. We have a purpose. Believe in yourself to that level. Believe in yourself to that being. Believe in yourself to that light that you are inside. Believe that you can overcome your challenges, that you can become that level of discipline, that you can become that level of purpose, that you can become that level of path. As I close, I just want to say to you all that you're all blessings within this universe. You all have what it takes to overcome your challenges. You all have what it takes to become that place of discipline. And I want you to see it for yourself. I want you to see that within you. I want you to see that you can be there within you, that you can focus to that point. I just want to leave you guys with a blessing and say blessings, 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 and namaste.